I was making 100K a month by the time I was 22. Now it took me 2 years and killing 6 people. Now I didn't kill anyone. I had to kill the person I was in order to get to the next level. In this video, I'm gonna walk you through those 6 people. What was the business model that got me to a certain level? What kept me stuck there? And then who was the person that needed to be born in order to get to that next phase? If you make more than $250,000 a month, don't watch this video because that's where I peaked. Now, if you make less, then this might be relevant. And at the end of the video, I'm gonna tell you the result of my conversations with 8-figure entrepreneurs and what they told me they needed in order to get to 8 figures. Lots of good stuff today. Let's roll. 0 to 3K a month. I'm laying there in my bed. It's 2020. Everything's closed. And I'm just kind of switching between the same 3 apps. You know how when you're bored, you switch between the same 3 apps for like hours? That was me. Scrolling, I go on Twitter. This dude posts a $250,000 a month screenshot. And I'm thinking this can't be true. Because at the time I was a VA and I'm making $250, not $250,000, $250 a month. That's what I was making as a VA. And I thought this ain't true. Turns out it was true. And he was doing it by selling some courses. So that was actually the first business model I got into. And I thought if I can grow an audience, then I built a $50 ebook. I can just sell it to them and then make that money. If I just sell 60 of those a month, then that's it. That's 3K a month. That's already a lot of money from where I'm from, which is Guatemala. It took me around 9 months in order to get to 3K a month. Now, mind you, I started like 7 businesses before. I started SaaS. I sold perfume door to door. I tried to sell stickers. I tried to sell apparel. I got on Twitter with the intention to sell. And this is why I'm kind of iffy when somebody says,
my mission is this.
Like when you're first starting out, isn't your mission just make money to eat? And that's why when people tell me,
I'm just here to make friends. I'm just here to meet interesting people.
I don't believe it. I don't buy it. You're here to make money. We just are afraid of saying it. Back then I talked about growth. How do you grow an audience? How do you create viral posts? But it was a $74 course and I sold it to around 13, 14K person audience. And that's how I got to 3K a month first. I remember when I first made that a little bit of money, I made $5. That was my first payment from a course I sold online. And I remember that the burritos I really liked right next to my house, they're $5. And I went there and I bought a burrito. And that burrito was the best burrito I ever tasted in my life because it didn't taste like a burrito, it tasted like freedom. And I remember that and it's still very dear to me. Now, what I felt kept me from $0 to $3,000 and the first person I needed to kill was somebody who was afraid. I was kind of afraid of having my friends see what I'm doing or tell me,
hey, look at our little entrepreneur at the dinner table. Like, oh, he's doing his stuff.
That's what kind of kept me there because I didn't want to feel that embarrassment. But I figured, you know what's more embarrassing? Kind of just staying where I am and not doing anything. From 3K to 10K a month, it was the happiest time of my life because I thought if I could make 5K a month. 5K a month is like bank executive salary where I'm from. You can eat whatever you want, wherever you want. It's also the number I gave myself in order to quit college. So I studied software engineering in college. I told myself, if you graduate college, you fail. Because the game was you need to find a business to go all in on before you graduate college. While all my classmates were looking forward to graduation day, I was actually thinking, how can I not make it to graduation day? If I can reach 5K a month with a business, that's enough to tell my parents, I make 5K a month, which is more than I would get with this degree, let me quit. When I hit 5K a month, I remember I was just getting some sun and I thought I made it. I haven't had that feeling again, in which I really thought I didn't need much more money. Because I stopped looking at prices. I started giving my grandma some money. I helped get my parents in shape. So I learned this from Lawrence on Twitter. You can give your parents an allowance. I said, if you go to the gym 3 times a week, I'll give you double that allowance. They started getting in shape, which is kind of cool. When I got to 10K, I've never been more arrogant in my life because now I'm a 6-figure entrepreneur, right? I'm the guy. Mind you, 6 figures is a lot of money, but compared to others, it's peanuts. Let's just be honest. People would give me advice and I'm like,
what do you know? I'm a 6-figure entrepreneur.
In order to get to the next one, I needed to kill that ego and to understand that I'm a small fish in a big pond. I don't know everything. What did these guys have to teach me? What I needed to become was just a humble dude. Sometimes when a prospect doesn't buy from you, you blame it on the prospect.
Oh, fuck that guy. He's just so cheap. He just has weird mindset issues.
But it's much more useful to be more humble about it and take it on you. You own the fact that something didn't go your way. That's when you get to the next level. From 10 to 30K a month. The business model was still client work, but with a twist. In order to get to 10K a month, I feel like you just need to do more. Send more DMs, have a better offer, do more work, get more clients through the door. That's fine, but at some point you burn out. So in order to get to 30K a month, I didn't need to do more. I need to do less, but do it better. So I started hiring a team, and the main thing I gave them was I made a list of the things that have a big ROI and the things that do not, like accounting, the little invoices, just the small things you don't want to take care of. And I started doing the big levers: outreach, sales, customer fulfillment, and I went hard on those. It's not just tactics, it's also about strategy. It's about thinking, what's the next step? Not only what to do, but how do you actually do it? You don't have to do it, it just has to get done. I don't have very expensive taste. One thing I do like spending a lot on is efficiency, because I could hire better people. I could have more speed, I could get the premium versions of software. What's accessible to you at 30K a month is also kind of accessible at 10K a month, but it's the speed and the efficiency that's just so nice to buy. The person I needed to kill was the impulsive version of me. It was the guy that as soon as I wake up, I check on my phone. Now I sleep with my phone in the bathroom. I do the things that bring the money first. I kind of split my days like seasons. So first season for me, it's like spring. You plant the seeds in order to have a good harvest later on. On summer, you just work. On fall, you kind of reap the rewards of what you've done. And in winter, you rest. I look at my day the same way. First, I go all in what needs to be planted in order to get results. It may be outreach, it may be content. Then in summer, I just work. And then in fall, I kind of rest. I reassess what have I done and how can I prepare for the winter. Then that's when I go to sleep. It's not about just working. So as entrepreneurs, you're typically very bad at resting because you're resting and you're opening Slack. You're resting and you're watching entrepreneurial videos. That's not resting. So you want to completely turn off. You're welcome to make Asian jokes, but to me, I'd have my manga, right? And I just read it out, be like, oh, this is so interesting. Some guys in cartoons playing volleyball. That's how I rest. Even the gym, because the gym tires you physically, but it restores you mentally. That habit of working intensely and then not working at all really helped me. And that's the habit I needed to get in order to get to 30K a month. 30K to 50K a month. This happened really fast. Like, I felt like it wasn't real. In retrospect, I had an amazing team. It wasn't me. At that point, I switched business models. It was this SaaS called Tweet Hunter. The product that these guys created was actually exceptional. If we were like an Avengers team, they were like the Iron Man and the Captain America kind of leading the thing. And then there's a scene in Avengers 1 in which they go,
and Hulk. Smash.
JK, you get the leads. I'm like, I got it, right? So I didn't have to take care of fulfillment, and this guy just did everything. I just needed to get people in the door. And to me, that's kind of where I think my talents are, just getting people interested in stuff. And I really like that I could just focus on that aspect of the business. There's a really cool Michael Jordan quote: if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, you go together. And I needed to kill the person who just wanted to go fast. If I made a mistake before, the only person who was affected was me. If I made a mistake now with the team, they also had the repercussions of the mistake. And these guys have family, one of them had a kid. And there's kind of a theme here. If you see as we go, you actually have to slow down in order to do the right moves. You can only grow a business to a certain point by getting more customers, but you also have to make every single customer worth more. And I understood the get people through the door equation. I didn't understand the sell them more stuff and more expensive stuff part of the equation. I just had to get more mature. I was kind of like a kid being reckless, and that's fine in the beginning because you're experimenting, but you do need to mature as you go. That's why maybe you get the skills needed to get to the next level, but you don't have the traits in you in order to get to the next level. Skills took me so far. But what took me even further were the traits that I needed to adopt. Being humble, slowing down, understanding other people's opinions, knowing other areas of the business, and understanding that I don't know everything. The guy I needed to kill was actually just an ignorant guy. And to get to the next level, I had to learn. And learn I did because we had no other choice, because if not, we were going out of business. You know, you're really resourceful when you don't really have a choice. 50K to 100K a month. This was not fun. Yes, I was making a lot of money, and it did feel really good when we passed that. But to me, it was a net negative in happiness. I started comparing myself. Kind of the same thing that happened at 10K a month. When we hit $1 million a year, because that's around 100K a month, some dude posted,
Hey, we hit $3 million a year.
I'm like, oh, motherfucker, well, you make more money than me, therefore my accomplishment is not impressive. That's kind of how I thought. It's wrong, but that's how I thought. I got really stressed. I gained weight. I was unhappy. There's one thing I did every day for 2 years straight. I woke up and I wrote. And I knew something was going wrong when one morning I woke up and I didn't want to do it. When you don't want to do what you usually do, that's kind of a sign that something inside is wrong. just a very envious attitude. And I had to kill that. I still get it sometimes, more often than I like to admit, but now I'm more aware of it. It just ran my life. The guy I needed to kill here was the envious guy. But in order to get to the next stage, the guy that needed to be born was the Teflon guy. So, you know, when you cook, the pan has Teflon and it slides off. I'm very careful now when stuff comes to my plate, not to let it stick. That's the guy that needed to be born at 100K to get to 250K a month. The first thing I see when I open up my laptop, it's no Wi-Fi and it's just a text editor. That's where I write and create my content. What is the highest ROI thing I can do? I can become good at my craft for my clients and then post that. The business model here was actually not SaaS because this is where I sold it. It's a group coaching program. So I run this program called the Likes and Cash program. We help coaches get from 5 to 10K to 30K a month. And the person I feel like I needed to kill to go from 100K to 250 was the problem solver. And that's really hard, man, because I don't know if you believe in the MBTI thing. I am an ISTP, which is kind of the problem solver. There's a problem, attack it. But now I understood I don't have to attack it. It has to be attacked, but it doesn't have to be me. To get to 6 figures, I needed a what. To get to 7 figures, I needed a how. But it's becoming more apparent to me that in order to get to 8 figures, I'm gonna need a who. Who can I give this to? Who can take care of this? Who knows more than me on this aspect? And just give them the thing. Be the Teflon guy and let them take it. Even if the others don't do as good as a job as you do, it's still good. And you can still build a business up if you trust others. So that was my journey from making $250 a month as a VA when I was 20 to selling a company for $1.4 million when I was 22. More money doesn't feel better. Growth feels better. And as long as you're growing, you're gonna feel good.